This is my 1911 Remington Standard 10. I got it a few weeks ago off of eBay. When I got it, it wasn't working. The escapement mechanism has a rocker that you can adjust side to side. That needed adjusting. And there was also a spring that returns it to rest. The back spacer wasn't working. That had to do with the escapement rocker as well. And it didn't have any feet, so that was causing some issues. But overall, it's a pretty good machine, pretty complete, and it works pretty well. It still needs a bit of cleaning when you're using it. The keys work fine at first, but then it seems to gum up, so it needs a fair bit of cleaning still. Also, the platen, I covered it in electrical tape because there was a crack in it that I didn't see in the ad. That was pretty, the rubber was gone from the crack, so I put some super glue in there to fill it in, and then I covered it with electrical tape. It's a temporary fix, but platens are expensive, and this isn't a machine I'm going to be using a lot, so it's okay to use as a temporary fix for now. But it is complete. It's in pretty nice shape for being I think 106 years old now. Decals are in pretty good shape. The pinstriping is sort of there. I say it has ghosts of pinstriping because if you look at it at certain angles, you could see it. It does have some still visible. The best is on the front plate here. Pretty cool. You've got a 2-position color selector, top and bottom. You've got a lot of interesting features here. You've got of course you've got your margins. And then you've got these. I guess you could set, like if you had your margins set further in, and you wanted to release the margin, you could set these just as an extra stop, so when you bypass the margin, you don't go too far. I suppose that's what it's for. Of course, you've got your margin release right here. This also, when it pushes over, locks the bars, the tight bars, so when you come to the margin. Paper fingers here, your paper release. This is bent. I have to fix it, because what's supposed to happen is you're supposed to push this back and press this down here, and it locks it, but right now this is bent, so it won't work properly. You've got your 3-position line spacing switch here. You lift up on it and move it, and there's a quadrant there that locks in. This is your paper adjustment. You only have a fine line adjustment on this, which is pretty cool. Locks in there, and you just release it like that. My favorite right-hand carriage return lever. You just hook these with your thumb, and pretty good. Carriage release on either side. Your bell. I've got 6 tabulator stops, although it's only a 5-position tabulator. It's a pretty interesting system. It's hard. I can't turn it over to show you underneath how it works, but it's pretty cool. But I can show you this way. Each time you press a key, that part turns, and then it locks the previous keys, so you can only move forward to the next one. It has 6 tab stops, but it only has 5 buttons, so I guess maybe that's an extra one. You've got this device back here. I guess you could put a lot more tab stops in for just different columns, I suppose. You could just put as many as you wanted on there, and it would work just as well. Of course, you've still got the original decals. I had a 1918 Remington 10, Standard 10. It didn't have this. It had wrinkle finish on the paper table and on this front plate. Pretty cool, and it didn't have its original keys. This is pretty cool. That has its original keys. Backspace here, shift keys, shift lock there. Pretty cool machine overall. It's a big machine. I put this next to my 1912 LC Smith 5, and it's huge compared to that machine. I thought the LC Smiths were pretty big machines, but this is a lot bigger. Now we'll show you it working. At present, I'm still having an issue with the ribbon advance system. In this position it is in now, it won't advance the ribbon with the carriage. the gear needs to be adjusted, but I can't get to the screw to adjust the gear. So for now, I just leave it in this position, and then when I come to the end of the ribbon, I just wind it manually. Again, it's not going to be a machine that's going to be used a lot, so it's okay. But it works pretty well. Type's okay. This is an old ribbon anyway, so I bet with a fresh ribbon it would type even better. But a pretty cool machine overall. I forgot to mention, this has this paper guide here, which is pretty cool. It folds back, and I believe you can adjust it side to side. Pretty cool. Very interesting machine from 1911. That's the 1911 Remington Standard 10.